Flames tore through the rebel outpost as black smoke curled into the stars. Screams echoed. Gunfire rained from orbit. In the center of the wreckage, her body lay still burned, bloodied, unmoving. They said she was dead. Imperial soldiers scanned the ruins. One kicked her arm aside and muttered, "Nothing left but ghosts." Their ships left, satisfied. But they missed something. Underneath a collapsed beam, her fingers twitched. Her name was Kael. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She pulled a shattered steel bar from her leg and crawled through the ash. Bones cracked, vision blurred. But her heart pounded with one word: revenge. No team, no weapons, no med kit. Just the memory of betrayal and the fire still burning behind her eyes. She vanished that night. Not a single camera caught her escape. Weeks later, the man who ordered the attack was found dead in his private shuttle, throat crushed, no sign of entry. A whisper spread across the black markets. The ghost from the fire is real, and she's hunting. One by one, silently, mercilessly. Her death certificate was stamped, sealed, and stored across every Imperial database. The Empire called it confirmed. Her enemies toasted her ashes. Bounties were canceled. The war moved on, but bodies started dropping. Small targets at first. A low-level spy found strangled in orbit. A corrupt lieutenant with his own gun shoved down his throat. No footprints. No ships traced. Just a single, chilling symbol scorched into the walls. A burning handprint. The Empire called it a coincidence. Then came the explosion on Outpost Vega. 10 officers dead. Sliced power lines. A hacked security feed played only one thing: her old rebel photo, eyes dark, lips silent. "She's alive," whispered the general before sealing the room. But it was too late. Fear was spreading faster than any signal. They called her a ghost, a lie, a myth. Still, the smart ones locked their doors. The cowards fled to deep space. And bounty boards lit up with a strange post. Target: Kael. Status: believed deceased. Threat level: unknown. Proceed with caution. Because the dead girl they burned? She was burning them back. Kael stole a broken cargo freighter from a scrapyard on Zarn 4. It had no weapons, half an engine, and bloodstains on the floor. She didn't care. She welded the doors shut with her bare hands, patched the fuel lines with melted plating, and flew straight into war-zone space. She didn't have a plan. Just names. Her first target was orbiting a supply moon, guarded by 2 patrol ships and a fortress with auto turrets. Suicide? Maybe, but Kael didn't blink. She angled her rusting ship at the docking bay and crashed it straight into the wall. Explosion was her entrance. She limped through smoke and gunfire with nothing but a metal rod from the ship's wreckage. The guards laughed until she cracked skulls with it. Blood on her face. Fire behind her. When the commander tried to run, Kael dragged him out by his uniform and whispered, "You sold us out." Then she dropped him into his own reactor core. That night, rebel channels lit up. Kael is alive. She's flying death in a junker ship. And no one knew who was next. Kael walked into a black market arms dealer's den with empty hands and a dead stare. 15 guards aimed plasma rifles at her chest. The dealer laughed. "You came for weapons? You're out of your mind." She didn't answer. She just looked at him long enough for his smile to fade. 3 minutes later, the lights went out. One by one, the guards fell. Broken necks. Slit throats. Screams cut short. When power returned, Kael stood in the center of the room, covered in blood, holding nothing but a sharpened gear torn from the wall. The dealer crawled back, begging. She pressed his own pistol to his head. "I don't need weapons," she said coldly. "I am the weapon." She left him alive but not whole. The next day, every black market vendor across 5 systems posted the same warning. Do not engage the woman with the scarred face. Do not offer weapons. Do not speak her name. Kael didn't need to buy. Firepower. She stole it from the dead. And with every mission, every kill, she turned sharper, colder, something beyond human. A walking storm. The Crimson Blades didn't fear anyone. They were the galaxy's top assassin guild, quiet, clean, and always deadly. When the bounty for Kael hit 10 million credits, they smiled. One rebel ghost? Easy. They sent 5. Only one returned. His face was torn, his voice broken. He kept repeating the same words. She knew we were coming. Kael didn't run. She set traps inside a collapsed moon station, acid vents, collapsing floors, false signals. The assassins walked in confident and never walked out. She killed the last one with his own poison blade, whispering his brother's name. One he thought no one knew. That's when the Crimson Blades realized she wasn't just lucky. She studied them. She memorized their tactics. She hunted them. The price on her head doubled overnight. But no assassin dared to take the job. One guildmaster quietly erased her bounty file and said to his men, "She's not prey. She's something else." Kael had become what they feared most. A killer. They couldn't see coming. A name they wouldn't say out loud. And she was still moving toward her next target. Commander Varn stared at the holoscreen in silence. The latest footage showed a slaughtered squad, his elite unit taken out. In under 4 minutes, no heavy weapons, no explosives. Just brutal precision. He recognized the pattern. Kael. He trained her himself. Years ago, she was his best student, fast, focused, deadly. But when the Empire ordered the purge of her rebel cell, Varn followed orders. He watched her die in fire. Or so he thought. Now she was killing his men, leaving messages only he would understand, coded numbers, old phrases from training, and one word carved into a fallen soldier's armor: your turn. He launched a full hunt across 5 systems, dozens of ships, hundreds of drones, but every time they got close, she vanished. Every signal led them into traps. Every survivor whispered the same thing: she's not hiding. She's playing with us. Varn stopped sleeping. He locked his quarters. He checked his air vents. Because deep down, he knew Kael wasn't just getting revenge. She was testing him. And when she finally came for him, she'd make sure he saw it coming. The Empire's high command met in a classified station, buried inside a dead asteroid, impossible to find, impossible to enter. Warlords, generals, cyber strategists, all gathered to solve one problem: Kael. She's just one woman, a senator barked. You're all afraid of a ghost? Then the lights died, alarms screamed. Security systems failed. Doors locked themselves, and from the center of the table, a small holodisk activated. Kael's face appeared. Scarred, silent, eyes locked on every leader in the room. A single recording played. You trained me, used me. Now you'll feel what we felt. No mercy, no warning. Then the ceiling blew open. A blinding explosion rocked the chamber, air sucked out. Fire swallowed the main hall. She wasn't even there, but it didn't matter. The message had been sent. 12 top commanders died. The rest vanished into hiding. From that day forward, no Imperial officer held a meeting without first asking, "Is she watching us right now?" Because Kael had just rewritten the rules of war, and she didn't need to be in the room to burn it down. Only black holes, rogue AIs, and bioplagues earned Class 1 status. Now Kael did too. The order came straight from the Emperor's throne. Kill on sight, no capture, no trial. Her name was erased from public records. Her face was broadcast on every military screen tag, non-human threat level. Fleet after fleet was sent to track her. Each one came back broken, or didn't come back at all. Officers reported false signals, jammed weapons, ships that turned on themselves mid-battle. What they didn't know was this: Kael had hacked their systems from the inside. Long ago, she fed them fake coordinates. She redirected supply lines. She made their ships fire on allies. It wasn't war anymore. It was chaos, and she was smiling behind it all. One admiral broke protocol and screamed on a live transmission. "She's inside our code. She knows every move." That recording was leaked. Rebel colonies began cheering her name. Civilians started painting her scarred face on walls, calling her the burned angel. The Empire had turned her into a monster. But monsters don't hide. They hunt, and Kael was just getting started. Kael didn't want to kill anymore. Not this time. She wanted them to feel what they made her. So she broke into the vaults of Sol, a fortress buried inside the Sin's orbit, guarded by quantum firewalls and AI guardians. No one had ever gotten close. Kael walked right through. She uploaded a virus called Vengeance Protocol, coded in her own DNA, built with Imperial tech, designed to do one thing: release every classified war file the Empire had ever buried. Torture logs, civilian bombings, secret betrayals. Entire planets erased from history. Now it was all public. Across the galaxy, people watched live feeds of their so-called leaders murdering innocents, selling out colonies, silencing peace. Protests exploded. Cities fell. Armies turned on commanders. Whole star systems declared independence overnight. The Empire lost more power in 12 hours than it had in 2 centuries. And Kael? She left a single message behind, blinking across every screen. "You burned me to silence the truth. Now truth will burn you." She didn't need a bullet this time. She pulled the whole Empire's mask off and made the galaxy look. After the truth storm, after the chaos, Kael disappeared. No body, no signal, no trace. Some said she died breaking into the Sun Vault. Others believed she went deep underground, rewiring her identity. A few whispered she became part of the machines she once broke, living inside data streams, watching from firewalls. But the scars she left didn't fade. Governments collapsed. The Empire splintered. Her name became legend, then myth, then something parents whispered to scare corrupt leaders. "Be careful, or Kael will come for you next." Years later, in a forgotten mining town on a desert moon, a gang tried to take over. One night, their weapons stopped working. Their ships wouldn't start. By morning, the gang was gone, and on the wall, painted in blood, was a single familiar mark. A burning HANDPRIND. Rebel channels lit up. No message. No proof, but it was enough. Because somewhere out there, beyond stars, beyond fear, beyond death, Kael was still watching, still waiting. And when the next Empire rises, she'll be ready to bring it down again. One woman, one fire, never stopped burning.